A dream I know, deep up my feelings for you. Watch.
Hello reality people, welcome back again to Reality Latest Gist. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I greet all of you according to una time. Yes, welcome back again to our channel. If today na the first time we be say you stop by for this channel, you are highly welcome. Thank you very much for stopping by. To my returning subscribers, I heart all of una. God bless una so they support this channel. Alright, my realistic people, I get video we be say I want present to una today, and me and una go to watch the video. Una know as we dey do for this channel. We dey drop news every day and we dey react to every video so we be say it come our way. Yes, my correct people, this one after we don't watch and finish, make we drop our opinion for the comment section. Try watch this video to the end because now 2-in-1 video. Drop your opinion. For me to you for now is bye.
But talking about children, when I was a little boy, when I was 7 years old, growing up in the middle of nowhere, Florida, in a swamp, closest town was 30 miles away. The first thing that happened in the world that brought to bear to me that maybe things weren't always right, maybe things weren't always good, wasn't the Vietnam War. Because I was in the South. It was correct and just, and we were the warriors. It was the Biafra War. And I remember very distinctly thinking, this just isn't right. This isn't right. This is a great people. It is a great nation. There was a country. And then later when I learned, something most people don't know, that there is a plausible argument that democracy began in Igbo land. The very first written constitution on this planet was written by the Igbo people. The very first democracy that involved self-governance, that worked for everybody, not just the Greek wealthy, but everybody, was in Igbo land. And the very first democracy that permitted women leaders was in Igbo land. The West, Europe, we were still in the Dark Ages. And yet the Igbo had figured out a way to have a just and meaningful government and a just and meaningful society and due process and fairness. And to this day, you see a great many Igbo leaders that are women. So it is my honor to have been able to work with the Igbo community. We are contemplating preparing an appeal.
Mr. President,
Go ahead.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, yesterday, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Abuja experienced rainfall. And the issue of the rainfall, as it happened yesterday, which was heavy, was reported in various media. However, when I listened to the reportage from the channel's television yesterday, there were many issues that were raised in their report that I felt has impinged upon my privilege and perhaps, and of course, the privilege of my colleagues. In that report yesterday, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, 3 things were reported which were very, very inaccurate. That there was heavy downpour or leakage even in the chamber. That was not correct. There was leakage, of course, around the premises, outside the chamber. And also it was reported that because of that leakage, it delayed our sitting. That also was not correct. The leadership had housekeeping matters, and of course, until the leadership comes into the chamber, sitting will not begin. So that was the only thing. Thirdly, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, and the most critical, was that they reported the leadership as approving the sum of 37 billion for rehabilitation of the complex. This is nothing further than the truth. As we all know, when we came on board as the Ninth Senate, the leadership, of course, noticed the level of dilapidation and the need for rehabilitation of the National Assembly complex. The Senate President and the Speaker, of course, approached Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, to report this matter. And we all knew, we were all briefed that Mr. President was willing, ready to ensure that something is done about it. At the end of the day, like we all know, when the sum of 37 billion was made as provision in the initial 2020 budget, the media went to town castigating and calling the National Assembly members all kinds of names. Now, at the end of the day, like we all knew, of course, the pandemic came, and at the end of the day, that amount was reduced to about 9 billion, so that they can take the rehabilitation in phases. As we speak, nothing has been done until yesterday, like we all saw, the leakage across the complex. This is a vindication of what the leadership and indeed the Senate and members of the House of Representatives saw with respect to this edifice, which is a national monument. This is the house of Nigerians, and I believe it is also the face and symbol of our democracy. And we believe as responsible tenants, because we are all tenants here, we have our time we live, we believe whatever it is, we have a duty to report back to the concerned authority. In this case, the FCDA or the FCTA authority are responsible for the buildings. This we did. So I felt by that reportage, if you follow what was being reported or comments being made in the social media arising from that report alone, it stops at, they will just tell you last year, 2020, the leadership approved 37 billion, and then they will show rain falling. The entire report was done to denigrate our integrity and to actually impugn on whatever it is that we stand for. I felt by that reportage, my privilege was breached, and I believe the privilege of my colleagues were breached. That is the point of my point of privilege.
Honestly, we suspended Twitter because Twitter became a platform of choice for those that want to bring down this country. If any other platform does it, we would suspend the operations too. Because it is because there's a country called Nigeria that they can have business. My advice to anybody using VPN is to stop it. Because when you use VPN, it exposes your entire data, including your bank accounts. No, I'm serious. So please, if you're using VPN and you think you are hurting Lai Mohammed, you are hurting yourself. I think this is a good opportunity for our very resourceful Nigerians to also look at how they can, have an app that can replace Twitter, and it will be patronized by all of us. We've received a few approaches. I want to encourage them.